to keep using messages. Oh my god, here we go with this bullshit again.
GoFundMe campaign in 2017 when he got cancer. He's pretty well off again, unfortunately, because someone bought the movie rights to his idiotic life.
Big Pharma charges Americans the highest prices in the world, and Big Pharma's latest scheme would pad their profits by more than $32 billion and hike healthcare costs for American businesses and families. Reject the Big Pharma money grab.
Cheddar's is serving up American classics at wallet-pleasing prices, like our country fried chicken, hand-battered and topped with homemade gravy. Craving more? It's served on thick Texas toast with 2 sides and a honey butter croissant. That's how we do it. Cheddar's. Get a lot for not a lot.
The CEO of the company I worked for was the founder's son. Not an unintelligent guy for the most part. His dad made him start with the most basic jobs in the company and work his way through the different departments. Managerial staff was ordered, upon penalty of termination, not to treat him any differently than a new hire. So when he became CEO, he wasn't a bad guy to work for. Now, this is a company of over 10,000. One night, I'm working overtime on the late shift and we get this call. Hey, you guys, got it. Electrician? The guy is clearly drunk. We have no idea who it is or why he's calling our maintenance/engineering group. We ask who he is and he informs us, lightheartedly. He wants someone to take a ride to his house and figure out why the internet isn't working. This is an hour drive away. I volunteer. I was bored off my nut anyway. I get to the house. Entry gate is smashed. Section of the white horse fencing is gone. Jaguar is stuck in the field. Here in the house is dude, completely blasted. He's got a huge cut on his hairline. Are you okay, boss? I'm fine. Why? He asks, blood literally caked on his face. I accompany him to the bathroom and help him clean himself up, wash off the gash and put some bandaging on. Then I corrected the internet. Unplugged plug. As I'm walking out, he asks me to do a shot with him. I comment, worried about my job, that it might be a bad idea. He agrees and hands me the bottle. Take it home and do a shot later. Keep it. When I get back to work, I look the stuff up. Never heard of it. It's a $1,500 bottle of scotch. The next day, I'm at work early. About 11 in the morning, he comes walking out. Ah, we're not going to be. Talking about last night? I tell him it's all good. Awesome. A little bit later, I get an envelope. There's a check attached for emergency tech support $5,000. Kind of a similar story, but my dad used to work for Getty Oil. J. Paul Getty III was made to do the same thing as far as working the little man's jobs to get a feel on how things really ran. Pops would tell us stories of how J. Paul would roll up to the oil rigs 2 to 3 hours late, in a limo, drunk and blown out of his mind. He wouldn't do anything while at work. Just watch, and at the end of the day, the limo would show back up with half-naked women in the car to take him out to party the night away. This was after he was kidnapped, and my dad said his missing ear was always crazy to look at. I was the project manager for a mansion built for one of the founders of a major health insurance company here in the U.S. This guy was one of, if not the, best billionaire I've ever worked for. He showed up nearly every day in shorts and flip-flops and would treat all of us like equals. This was around the time that President Obama was about to put out Obamacare. I was in a meeting with the owner and President Obama called me, on the cell, to discuss the plan. He, the owner, tells us to hold on. The president is calling. To which someone jokingly made a comment about, thinking he was joking. The owner asked Obama to say hi to the team, and he did. It was surreal to be at the table with him when the call came through, and an experience I will never forget. Edit, he was a founder but sold his shares prior to Obama becoming president and was in retirement, working on passion projects. Not an active member of the company. I'm not going to disclose his name for NDA purposes. I will say that his story is pretty all-American. Did not come from money. Served in Vietnam and started out as an insurance salesman. Built his own company up from that. I've done side IT work for various CEOs dozens of times over the years, and there's always common threads. It's always been male CEOs, and they genuinely seem relieved to have someone in their house that isn't trying to negotiate or weasel something from them. They'll sit and talk with me, ask my career plans, how I got into the field, that kind of thing. The wives of said CEOs are all eerily similar. Lots of makeup, very strong opinions, very cold, and very standoffish. The garage always has at least one classic car, one sports car, and one car left. There's always a golf cart on the property. The kids' rooms are always a mess. One guy was in an 18-plus room mansion, and his teen son had a mattress on the floor with clothes piled up everywhere. I had to hook up some wiring in there, and it smelled like his foot was in my face. If there's a dog or cat in the house, it's the most well-groomed animal you've ever seen. They always have a van service to come out once a week or so for grooming. Any mess will be blamed on the cleaning lady. She either hasn't come or missed something, even though I didn't notice a mess in the first place. They tend to have the best of everything from stores/vendors you don't normally see. One CEO had a custom German sound system installed in his game room, which featured a bar, a snack bar, theater seating, cafe tables, and 2 fridges. The interface on his entertainment system was also custom made, and all the TVs in the house used the same interface. I've seen a glimpse of very sexy lingerie, leather straps, and chains hanging in closets. Freaky stuff happens. I'll always get an invite to go on a boat ride, plane ride, golf trip, whatever they're into. These invites aren't real. I think they do it to remind you they have toys. That's all I can think of for now. Ask me anything. My job